we are not doing well, just like the other zones. Why I am telling you that in the coming Cecafa Kagame Cup, we are going to add more teams. Of course, in this year, even though we were ready to host up to 16 teams, but with the financial constraint that we have, we limited it to 12 only from our zone. But in the coming, definitely we will see that one. So let me assure you that there is a change in this tournament, definitely. Even we are ready also to change it in the coming Cecafa Kagame Cup 2027. And we are also ready to do so here again in Kigali. Why? We'll see it. Definitely it is a change. There is a change in terms of prize money. There was a lot of issue with some of the teams. You will see that some of the teams are still complaining because they didn't yet receive their money. We will not repeat this one to happen again. Second, what about the stadiums? Before, you know that where our teams was playing, that's also another problem. So now we have magnificent stadium of Amahoro. So the opening, the closing, at least all these matches will be held in this one. If so, we'll continue to work with Rwanda. So why? Because now our clubs, even they trust us. So we have to show them that is a well-organized tournament. That's why we decided to have at least three tournaments in Rwanda. So President Fabrice is one of the executive members of the Cecafa. So almost all the executive members are new. So we need a change because we are lagging behind. Even though we are the founders of CAF, still we are lagging behind. So we need to change ourselves.
Okay,
Okay, let me give you a short answer for this one. Not yet. Still, the prize money is there, but all the accommodation, many things is done by the government in Ferwafa of Rwanda. But there is no change. But in the future, definitely I'm telling you that in the future, more sponsors will come to us. Even now they are asking us, but we don't have time to negotiate, we don't have time to arrange things, but in the future, I'm telling you that we are going to increase the prize money. So if everything is going well, and we are ready to return back the Challenge Cup, you know, the national teams from the zone. So we are also ready to do so. We are going to check each and every member association if they are ready to do so, and we are going to search more sponsors and with more prize money. But in this time, it's not easy to change it, but in the future, we are going to negotiate with many stakeholders that we have.
Any more hands?
So, you know that our zone is going to host AFCON 2027. So I was like in Tanzania, I was in Kenya, just looking for the new stadiums. So one of the requests which was made by the FKF, Kenyan Football Federation, is as inauguration of the new stadium, why don't we bring the senior challenge? So we are like in a talk, how can we get a sponsorship? So at least we are going to use as a ceremony for the new stadiums that we have. So still it is in our plan. We are not going to sleep about this one because we need to return back senior challenge. So only 11 months left for AFCON 2027. As I told you, we have many new stadiums in Tanzania. I was like in Arusha. I was in Nairobi, in Talanta. We have a magnificent stadiums in our zone. So these member association are asking to bring back this senior challenge. So definitely within the coming 1 or 2 months, we are going to announce it if we are ready to do so, if we have got sponsorship, especially from Tanzania, Kenya, as well as Uganda, because we need to be ready. We need to be competitive enough with other teams from other parts of Africa. So we need to be to make ready our teams from Kenya, Tanzania, as well as Uganda. So they are asking us to do this tournament, and we will see it. And soon we are going to inform our member association if it is possible. But there is no problem with that one. Only the problem with senior challenge is it's about calendar.
My understanding of it is that it also depends on sometimes how federations are regulating their football. For example, if you start with Rwanda, you all know that we have a new regulation. You must be having on your match sheet under 21 players, 3 at least. And of course, I think for these teams in Cecafa, APR and Respo, this is the best platform that they can have to test such talents before they go into their seasons. So I would say, in terms of federations, it depends on how the regulation is, something that probably Cecafa will also encourage. But for Rwanda, we have already started the route. Of course, Cecafa has its own regulations that are generally, sometimes they're not so restrictive in their nature. But I believe the president who has heard you say that probably is going to also discuss it with the executive committee and probably make it also a platform, probably borrow from what some federations are doing. And maybe in the next competitions, there must be some change in terms of rules. But sometimes teams fear that these young talents are not ready enough. But as the governing bodies, we must really put in place regulations to really help them. Because at the end of the day, talent doesn't know age. If someone is talented, as long as you give them platform. I've seen it in many clubs. So for Rwanda, this is the best time for APR, for example, and Rwanda Sport to test the under 21 players that are expected to be on their match sheets next season. Thank you.
Admin of Cecafa, at least we have to see that what is going to happen with this tournament. So we need to understand it. We need to make it very consistent, because in the previous one there were like a lot of ups and downs and disagreements, and even some of the teams also they were not ready to play. So you know, Simba they returned back after like a decade. Yeah, it's more than so. Yanga also they are ready, not for this one but for the coming Yanga also they are ready. I mean that first let's make it consistent. If we fail to do so, that you know, the main problem that we have in Cecafa is we are, like, to tell you frankly, we are inconsistent. Let's make it first consistent. Let's build the trust so we can standardize it. So this is the things that we want to learn from this one. That's why I wanted to stay like 2 weeks with the tournament. We have to understand the situation with our clubs. We have to understand that the hosting system that we have,